The recently excavated terrace houses in Ephesus were the homes of the rich and the famous. Although these dwellings that we see were built probably in the late 1st or 2nd centuries AD, that is, after the time of the apostles, St. Paul and St. John, they certainly represent what the house churches may have looked like in some of the homes of wealthy Christians. The early Christians often depended on wealthy converts to open their homes to the whole community, including the very, very poor, to come here to celebrate the Eucharist. On our way to St. Paul's Cave, I should say. Okay, now we get a even better view of what's below. So here we are.
This is why we're here, to see them together. Come to the end of this as far as they'll go. Look down, everyone.
Thecla.
This is the gate. This is the end of the road.
Paul.
Welcome to
There they are
Our
together.
Lady. I think we should have Mass here. Father Tom, I don't know who this one is.
We'll find out.
Thecla, Paul, and
Paul.
the next person. Now this place was dug out, everyone, about 8 years ago. This is when they started, the Austrians started doing this. And I got special permission to clear and take pictures while we're inside. You can do that. And that's the height, the roof.
Now we have more frescoes back.
And there's on this side, hard to understand frescoes here as well.
Yeah.
Some in the back wall.
Yes, there's more here, unidentified figures. But the one to the right side of the entrance was pretty visible, I think.
Yes.
That looks
The Virgin
great.
Mary, I don't know.
What are your reactions? May I record them, please?
Amazing.
Tess, what do you think?
Oh, I'm just so grateful to you, Ivan, that you did this. I can't believe it. It's just, just
Father
amazing.
Tom's with the lights. Father Tom?
Well, for me, this is probably one of the goals of our pilgrimage, to be touching something from the very, don't touch it though, but to be touching something from the very early days of our faith. And a remnant of maybe Paul was here. Now this actually is the image of Thecla, sitting in a windowsill, framed by the window. You can see it, her eyes gazing intently at Paul. Paul's appearance actually very much follows the imagery of the early church and what was written in the Acts of Thecla. The woman to his left, our right, is Theoclea, his mother, who is holding her hand up in an admonishing gesture, basically, I think, telling Thecla, don't listen to this man.
More stuff.
Now we're heading on towards the Double Church of the Theotokos. Okay, this is the West Church. We're entering through it. And this is the East Church.
Take the signboard.
So you see both the octagonal shape of the room and the rather large baptismal pool here. Now the person would go down one set of stairs, probably the west, signifying the sunset, you know, where they're coming from, the land of darkness, to the east, and would be baptized in the middle. Whether the deacon or deaconess would be in the water or above, probably in the water. Because...
Paul would be in the water.
Yeah, so would I. So would I. And because they were baptized naked, they would be in the separate room without a video feed into the rest of the church. But see the 8 sides, again representing the day after earthly perfection, the entry into the way of eternal life. From here, this would be the cave of St. Paul. And this shows that we have reached the souvenir shops near the parking lot. Well, you know... Here we see the prayer wall, and above it is the house, and then the outdoor area for Mass. Here is the spring, the water.
So this is the chapel, and to the right is her residence. In between the house and the residence, there's one step. When you go down, please be careful, watch your step. And as soon as you go to the residence on the right, on the wall you will see a mural of Virgin Mary, whereas on the left you will see all those things from the Quran about Virgin Mary's chapter that I told you about. And then you will come out this doorway, and then we'll see when they're finishing so we can go in, okay? This way, please.
One priest said it is miraculous, and it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
All, if you see how it was the house, the priest's house, everywhere was almost touching here. Even in fact, inside the little hole of that little tree, so, something fell in. The fireman said afterwards, something fell in the tree. They watered that down. He said it's amazing that this tarp roof of Mary's house didn't catch on fire. But there was things flying all over the place, you know, during the fire. So. It was incredible. They were flying, you know, they were watering down all night long. It was the front of our house, in front of our convent. At 2 o'clock in the morning, it started up again. I mean, it really was horrendous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sister, would you give us the name again of the Turkish priest who is being ordained tomorrow?
I think it's Father Masoud Kalaj.
Father Masoud Kalaj.
I'm trying to say his name.
Okay, good. Thank you. And he was the first Turkish priest, native Turkish priest in this diocese.
For a long time.
For many years.
Yes, thanks be to God.
And he will have his first Mass here on
tomorrow morning.
At 10:30. Oh, he's being ordained today.
Tonight at 5.
Tonight at 5. Okay.
His first Mass here.
While we are having the Mass, he will be ordained, so we have to remember him in our prayers.
Beautiful,
yes,
huh?
thank you.
At the same time.
Thank you.
God bless you. see how close there's that burned tree right there. It was really,
Yes. Oh my goodness.
everywhere.
Here's a tree that was, a portion of it burned. Well, yeah. Came right up to...
See, it's all growing back now.
Yeah.
Where that stone was used to
Yes.
be covered with ivy, but it all burned off.
Oh my goodness. The
Yeah.
ivy burned off the stone right next, and the roof of the house is flammable. Yes. There's a fox. As we're leaving Mary's house.